we have seen the sieve of Eratosthenes, we have seen the sieve of Euler. Sieve of Sundaram is yet another way to find prime numbers. Very, very interesting. Relies on these very interesting, thoughtful observations. First and foremost, all even numbers except 2 are composite numbers, which means they are not prime. What that means is that odd numbers are the ones that are in fact prime, barring 2. And that's a fair observation. Odd numbers are always of the form 2m plus 1, where m is an integer. An odd number can be composite, can be prime. However, a composite odd number cannot have an even factor, because if it had, then the number would have been an even number. So with this observation made, basically a composite odd number n is given by 2i plus 1 times 2j plus 1, where I and j are two positive integers. Now when I simplify this, it turns out that a composite odd number is of this form, where I and j, remember, are integers. So 2 times I plus j plus 2ij plus 1. Now, what that means is that any number which is of this form is a composite number. Any odd number which is not of this form is hence a prime number. Very, very, very thoughtful, very interesting observations, simple ideas, but the consequences are quite amazing. So think about it. This gives us a sieve of Sundaram. So what we do is we say, okay, look, let's find out all these pairs of let's find out these pairs of I and j. And mark out 2 plus 1, m plus j yj as a composite number. Everything else remains a prime. So let's take an example. For example, I equals to 1, j equals to 1. Well, I plus j plus 2ij is 4. 2 times 4 plus 1, 9 is a composite number. I equals to 1, j equals to 2, I get 7. 2 times 7 plus 1 is a composite number. I equals to 1, j equals to 3, I get 10. 2 times 10 plus 1 is a composite number. And what remains in between, for example, 17, is indeed a prime number. Once again, let's visualize this, because that will make it much clearer. So as discussed, look, all even numbers are already marked out, because we know that these are composite numbers. These are not prime numbers, except of course 2. Now I start with I equals to 1, j equals to 1, m is hence 4, which means that 2 times m plus 1, 9 is a composite number. I can mark it as such. I go to the next. I equals to 1, j equals to 2, that is 7. 7 times 2 plus 1, 15 is a composite number. I keep going, and I keep marking out the number, 2m plus 1. For example, here I is 1, j is 5, 16. 16 times 2 plus 1 is 33. That's a composite number. And I keep doing this, and you'll realize that I'm striking out all the composite numbers, just like I was doing in case of the other two sieves, the sieve of Eratosthenes as well as the sieve of Euler. Now, once I reach, let's say, 99, now my j is 16, I is 1, I go to I equals to 2, j equals to 2. Now in this case, m is 12, and hence 2m plus 1, 25 is a composite number. Previously we saw 25 as a multiple of 5, but here we are seeing it differently. Very interesting, I would say. So I keep doing this until I realize that the combinations of I and j have become so large that I am going beyond 100, and that point I would have reached. So that's this limit. So my I is 4, j is 5, 2m plus 1 is 99. That's a prime number. In fact, there's there's no need to go further, because now my combinations of I and j are such that all 2m plus 1 are in fact going to go beyond 100. And what I have here are the white ones, are indeed the prime numbers. Really, really, really interesting. So I've structured the code again similar to the sieve of Eratosthenes. Basically, the idea is that I've created a list called primes. So I mark every number as prime. Those that are composite, I keep marking them as false. True and false. So this is a Boolean. So obviously 0 and 1 are composite. So 0 is 0, 1. 2 is a prime number, so I go and specially mark it. However, I then go and mark all the even numbers as composite numbers. So hence I said primes is false. Notice this starts from 4 because 2 is a prime number. So I go in steps of 2 until the end of the list, mark all of those as composite numbers. Now comes the interesting bit, the odd numbers. So I look at combinations of I and j. Remember, I need to do until I plus j plus 2ij is less than equal to t. T is n minus 1 floor division 2. The reason is very simple. Basically, I'm not looking at this number itself. I'm looking at 2 times this plus 1. And hence, this must be, cannot be increasing, let's say, 10, right? So, for example, let's say n was 100. I'll be doing this until I plus j plus 2ij becomes, let's say, 49. Because notice I mark 2 times this plus 1 as a composite number, and then this loop basically makes sure, this double loop, this nested loop makes sure that I keep getting, let's say, all combinations of I and j which are in the right range. And thereafter, it's the same list combination that we have done for the Eratosthenes sieve. I just look at, let's say, this list primes, and I figure out using an enumerate statement which are the prime numbers. Really interesting idea. Now here's my code for the Sieve of Sundaram. Just to make it a little bit more clear, I'm going to put some prints as we run this. There's one comment I want to make, that this loop, technically, the outer loop need not be run all the way until t. In fact, we can solve this basically. The situation that we are interested in is the largest I that I can take. And in fact, I can solve this, like I said, by solving 2i plus 2i square is less than equal to t, but that's just a little complicated. It makes the code a bit messy. So I'm just saying, okay, no problem. Let's run this 1 until t, because this while loop inside takes care of the fact that, look, I'm never going to go beyond a combination, which is I plus j plus 2ij. That becomes more than t. So, the while loop kind of takes care of it. So again, it gets more interesting when we run this and see how the code evolves. So just like in our visualization, I start with ij being 1 and 1. So I look at m of 4, 2 times 4 plus 1, 9 is a composite. I keep going, keep going, keep going till I reach 1 of 116. So I is 1, j is 16, 49. 2 times 49 plus 1, that is 99, is a composite number. Then I go to 2, 2, j, and so on and so forth. It turns out at the end of all this, I have all the prime numbers that I had, looked for. So really a different way of looking at the problem, but beautiful, simple observations which lead to something quite interesting. And hence I thought I'll cover this here, right? Notice the way the loop is set up here. J starts from I, and then this while loop takes care of everything else. Very, very interesting, in my opinion. Think about this video is a part of the WiByte algorithms and Olympiad track. Do look at our website www.wibyte.in and forever enjoy coding. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.